VGK has its second road game in the last month, both against the Sharks. We saw San Jose collapse 11 days ago. Will the Golden Knights continue its dominance over the Sharks? It comes your way next, right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
That time I was laughing at you.
Okay, well, look what the wind blew in. Me. Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Yeah, I fumbled the ball there. Find us wherever you get your podcast, and please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Look what the wind blew in. It's FanDuel.com. Okay, so back on December the 27th, VGK down the Sharks 6-3. The Golden Knights flew into San Jose the day of the game. To make tonight's game more challenging, I say they fly in like an hour before face-off. Let's do that. Maybe that'll be a closer game. Last game, VGK trailed in that contest. We all recall 3-2 after 2 periods. Then, of course, they flex their muscles. They come up, VGK does, with 4 goals in the third period. Jack Eichel and Brady McNabb, they come up with a couple of shorthanded goals in 23 seconds apart. What will VGK do different in the game tonight? This is a big showdown. Probably nothing, but they might be working on some different aspects, right? Different areas of the game. The power play, we'll talk about that later on. And perhaps getting more pace, and then also getting more scoring out of the top 6, 5-on-5.
I mean, let's start by not calling the Sharks a pushover here. Sharks been playing a little better hockey as of late. They beat Tampa and New Jersey 2-1 and 3-2, so they got some goaltending and they got some timely scoring right there. So start by giving them a little bit of credit. I mean, this is a Sharks team that we've talked about a few different times throughout the season. They're not going to do anything exciting this year, but they're going to get a lot better as time goes on. Golden Knights minus 260 tonight. Oof. Minus 260 on the road. That's probably a breaking point for me to maybe look for the regulation. Look for the regulation win, probably for like minus 130 or something, or 160 maybe. That's probably the better value there. But yeah, like I said, winners of their last 2, Tampa and New Jersey. So a couple of decent opponents. It's not like those are pushovers by any means. You still got Granlund out there, 35 points, 40 games. Celebrini's played 30 games, 28 points. William Eklund also 28 points. Tyler Toffoli probably praying for a trade right about now, 26 points in 42 games. So Golden Knights need to go take care of business, play against a Sharks team who will have confidence. There's always a little bit of extra juice when the Golden Knights go to San Jose. Golden Knights, I don't think have ever lost a regulation game in that building. So tonight would not be the right night to start that.
So this will be Ilya Samsonov's turn, correct?
It should be, most likely.
Straight.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. I would not want to see Alexander Georgiev in net if I am the Sharks, of course. He's 5-6-2 in 13 games versus VGK. It's been an up and down ride. 2.90 goals against, 904, but absolutely miserable in 2 of the last 3 games in which he allowed to the Golden Knights 5 goals in each of those last 2 games. Opening night here when he played for the Avalanche, and then the last outing against VGK with the new team. And I think that we might see, I really would like to see what type of energy Yaroslav Askarov can bring this team, because he just comes off of that win against New Jersey. And he has 3 wins so far this season. So perhaps he brings something to them in a game tonight. I would like to see him just to make it more competitive. Georgiev is just like, he's nothing, man. He's really bad. He's busted, as they say in the game.
Yeah, Georgiev, my favorite quote, couldn't save a beach ball going into a basketball hoop with a tennis racket. He's having that type of a season right now. Askarov, I think he got 2 shutouts in his first 2 American League games with the Barracuda or something like that. Really well, I believe it was the Milwaukee Admirals. That's the Nashville Preds AHL team. Couldn't crack that roster with Saros and everything. So he basically requested a trade. Maybe it wasn't in so many words, but that's how it went down in Nashville. And here he is in San Jose getting a chance on a young team. And what's he done? 9-2-3 and 3-2-2 with a 2.30. So a 9.23 save percentage behind that San Jose Sharks defense. Think about that for a second. That is absolutely spectacular. And I don't know if 7 games played is enough to trigger all the advanced stats and stuff, but I'd really like to see where his advanced stats rank, saves against expected, all that stuff, all the stuff you see on Money Puck, because I feel like Askarov might rank among the league's top goalies. And that could be a thorn in the Vegas Golden Knights side for years to come if Askarov does wind up staying with the Sharks organization. He's a very I always joked, right? Because when I'm doing my sports cards business, everyone wants to either buy the Preds spot for Askarov because that's who he is. That's where his rookie card is with the Preds. Or if I'm doing a pick your player style break, they always want Askarov. And I always joke he's the next coming of Patrick Waugh because people are willing to pay good money for his cards. And well, maybe he is next Patrick Waugh. But I'm with you. I would like to see Askarov, and he's fun too. He's got some spice. He's I remember one game in the American League. I think he won in the shootouts. Dude starts doing push-ups or something like that on the net. I mean, he's fun. He's got some flair to him, and he's the type of goalie that hockey needs, I think.
And for VGK, it looks as though Victor Olofsson will miss his second game. It's just a little cold, I think.
No,
I don't know.
He was he practiced yesterday.
Are you sure?
I think he went down to the third line, and they kept Pearson up. So he's
Olofsson's
good to go.
So what they did, I got you. So they did keep Pearson on the top line. That's why I lost him. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, Tanner Pearson. It's January. Here it is. Let's talk about this, Tony. You got me going here. It's January the 7th. The Golden Knights are the best team in the National Hockey League with Brett Howden as the leading scorer and Tanner Pearson as left wing one. What world are we living in? And this isn't a bad thing, guys. I'm not dogging the team. This is remarkable what's happening.
It's just surprising that they're winning with this. But again, they've been on the road twice in a month. And
sure,
both of those games are in San Jose.
Whatever. They're still winning games. They're still winning games with Tanner Pearson on the top line and Brett Howden as the team
beating the Sharks leader. And beating the snot out of the Sharks twice.
But that's what they should be doing, Tony. Last year we were dogging them for not beating the snot out of the
No. They are.
So,
they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. They are. I'll give you that. Nick Waugh skated yesterday. Am I correct about that? I was wrong about Olofsson because I lost him.
Loved the bright red jersey, by the way. Cassidy was like so excited.
What was that all about? Oh, he looked beautiful. That red jersey, like skating around, hair flowing. It was so picturesque.
His hair's not very long.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he was saying, but
not much flow for Nick Waugh.
And then Barbashev is skating on his own, right? That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this team is getting close to returning to health right now, which is certainly a good thing. You also have 8 healthy defensemen right now. Technically, I don't know if Ben Hutton's. I think he's been a scratch, so I think he's healthy enough at this point. So
I think
they had to go.
I think they might insert him tonight for some reason. I think we might see Hutton tonight.
Not based on the lines yesterday, but
they need to showcase this guy.
I think not showcasing Hutton boosts his value more than it does showcasing. The league knows what Ben Hutton is if they want to make a trade for him.
Okay. Anything else on the Sharks? Because I'm pretty much done with them. It's just
we talked about the goaltending situation.
It's not a rivalry. It's not a rivalry. Get over that.
No, it's not a rivalry. It's not a rivalry when you absolutely dominate another team, but it's still
13 of 15. VGK's won.
If they win tonight, this will be 13 and 15 overall tonight. Yes.
Jeez, not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Georgiev. And I want to see Celebrini. I want to see him. I like.
Oh, you'll see Celebrini. You'll see Will Smith. You'll see Eklund. You'll see Bortolo. You'll see all the young play. I mean, there's so much young talent, and it's a shame that no one's going to the games to watch this. I mean, the Sharks have been drawing like 11 and 12,000. I think the Tampa drew well, but New Jersey didn't draw well. I think that's a story in itself, right? The Sharks have one of the best young, promising rosters. It seems like they're farther along than the Chicago Blackhawks with Bedard right now. Mm-hmm. And so many of these home games. I mean, the Golden Knights, they drew pretty well, 17,000. Is this the Golden Knights? That's the Sharks. Okay, but so Tampa only 11,000 fans, but then when they played New Jersey, 17,000 fans. Winnipeg Jets come to town, 11,000. Colorado, 13,000. So up and down. There'll probably be a good crowd tonight, though, in San Jose.
I think they all showed up to see Paul Cotter. He scored a goal, I think, against San Jose.
He scored another one of those dangling goals that he's never going to. I'm sure it's on his social media. And if the New Jersey media knows what they're doing, they need to ask him about it every game because he loves talking about it for a month afterwards. It's so funny.
Is it a career year for Paul Cotter? Probably, right?
It's a very Paul Cotter-esque year, right? He started really insanely hot, and then he was cold as ice. I couldn't think of a better analogy.
That's good. You know, that's good. Ice.
Cold as ice, and then he's getting back on it. So a very Paul Cotter type of year right now.
Coming up next, Bruce Cassidy says that the power play is going to improve. He's looking for improvement. I'm sure we'll see a power play goal tonight because every time he stresses something like this, it happens. We'll get to that when we return right here on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. From big upsets to game-winning drives, the NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's $200 in bonus bets, folks, win or lose. The FanDuel app, it gives you everything that you need for live bets, same-game parlays, and so much more. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com, FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable. That's what you are with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. This is what happens when I'm on NyQuil, bro. It's just like I'm all out of sorts today. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Of course, make sure that you check out our Chris Times Chris Jr. show when it happens on Saturday sometimes. And then on Fridays, check out WTF, What the Friday, for all of our listeners and followers and viewers, especially those around the globe that tune in on the daily. Okay, VGK's power play is, they're definitely slumping, and I'm trying to figure out, what are they, 1 for what? 15, 14, whatever. But they're having a difficult time, obviously, scoring. What are some of the issues that you see with the power play unit right now?
Results. I mean, what's fun about the Golden Knights is even when things aren't going well, they're still getting the entries and things like that. I don't feel there's too much of an issue there as far as getting set up. The issues and all the things that Coach Cassidy talked about. I don't think there's been enough motion on the power play. We hear about that. Coach Cassidy referenced that they're trying to shoot through people instead of finding the open shots, and not enough on the rebounds, not shooting for rebounds, a lot of things like that. And at times maybe overthinking it. So those are just a few of the initial things that I've seen.
Yeah. And, sometimes they just do stand around, right? There's a lot of passengers on that power play unit we saw in the past. Are they still ranked number 3, though? I think it's something like 1 of 14, 13, something like that. Olofsson, I think, had the last, well, they're 0 for the new year, right? Because 0 for 2 Buffalo, 0 for 1 Philly. Okay, let's start there. 0 for 1 Montreal, 1 for 4 versus Calgary. And that was an Olofsson goal. And then Olofsson also scored a power play goal in Minnesota. He's got the last 2, actually. So I guess that's the answer right there.
Golden Knights have slid to 8th overall on the power play. And you mentioned, I think, in your tease coming up to this segment that Coach Cassidy talked about this, and he's going to correct this. So rewind maybe 8 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, Coach Cassidy talks about the defense needs to be more involved in the goal scoring. Maybe not necessarily scoring, but pushing the pace, getting in the rush, things like that. Well, all of a sudden the Golden Knights defensemen are scoring at will. Zach Whitecloud's getting goals for crying out loud. McNabb's out there with Gretzky-esque hands, toe dragging people and stuff. So, and of course, Pietrangelo and Hannafin are chipping in. Theodore's doing what he does on the power play. So that's a good start right there. I mean, I wrote down just a whole long list of what Coach Cassidy talked about.
A whole slew foot.
A whole Nazem Kadri slew foot. All right, so talked about the pace improving, number 1.
Pace, yes, they definitely need to improve pace.
Efficient shot, get that rebound, move around from the elbow up high, more direct attack. Hit the net from up top. So what that means is a lot of times the quarterback is left open for a shot because there's hopefully not going to be much of a shooting lane. So they need to find that shooting lane.
At this point of the season, Theodore or Hannafin, who's better up top?
Theodore. Well,
Okay.
for the power play, it's Theodore. Absolutely, no doubt.
All right. I'm just asking.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
A couple other notes: shooting through instead of not moving the puck. So when there is that shot up high and there's a bunch of traffic and stuff, don't take that shots. Puck move faster. Again, a lot of pace here. Unpredictability. I think that's an important one as well. Coach Cassidy said the best power plays are unpredictable. Again, Tampa. Maybe not as much now, but certainly a few years back. Well, actually, Tampa is still Tampa's number 3 overall, so I retract that. Tampa's number 3 overall in the power play. They are one of the most unpredictable power plays I've ever seen, even better than Edmonton. Quicker puck movements, and then there was some references of blowing it up. I don't know if you went that deep into the presser or not, but 2 or 3 different times, Coach Cassidy did say, "Are we at the point where we got to blow it up? Maybe not yet." But it's on his mind. It is on his mind to do a complete wholesale change of the power play, and that I think that's talks about the standard right now that's been set. Right, the Golden Knights. I mean, they're looking for win 13 out of 15. Sure, you talked about the road and the schedule. Fine, whatever. Who cares? They're still looking for win 13 in 15. And Coach Cassidy spends 90 seconds, dogging his power play right now in the results with the 8th overall power play. Now, it used to be number 3 overall. So there's certainly concern right there. So point being is Stanley Cup is on the mind of everyone that walks in the City National for practice and all the management upstairs and everyone else right now. And that's the standard that needs to be set. And it certainly the special teams need to improve right now.
Why is this so critical if they are still winning games? I know that's something that we addressed a few weeks ago.
Fool's gold, Tony. Fool's gold.
I like using that term too. I like using the term no, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do like it when they have more activity, more action, and they don't just hang on to the puck. That's what I wanted to talk about. Fool's gold, whatever. But they do. And then you have to have Olofsson out there because he scored the last 2 power play goals. You have to have Eichel out there. Who else? Stone out there. Go ahead. Like, what is the perfect power play unit? Oh, no, we were talking that they were more reliant on the power play than VGK was on the 5-on-5. And would that come back to hurt them at some point? It's not hurting them, but it's something that they need to be aware of. It's not doom and gloom because they're not scoring power play goals, for crying out loud. I finally woke up. NyQuil's wearing off. Go ahead.
So this is where I will not push back on your comments about this is VGK's second road game in 11 days and the soft schedule.
In a month.
Okay, there you go. Second time they played the Sharks in 11 days is what it was then. So
on the road. Those are their 2 road games. Then those are road games?
Kind of.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Kinda. Okay.
So basically, this goes back to the fact that it has been a soft schedule, and the Golden Knights are beating not great teams, but still finding ways to get the wins and things like that. We're still talking about NHL teams here. They're not out there playing club college teams. There you go, Tony. They're out there playing NHL teams and finding ways to win hockey games. So that's what does matter. But again, there's a standard right now, and we've talked about. Where am I going with this? I had something on my head.
We talked about 5v5 power play.
No, you mentioned something about, so we said, you said we had a show segment, will their reliance on the power play come back to hurt them?
Yeah.
When they're playing San Jose, Anaheim, Buffalo, Seattle, who is actually 7th now in the division, yikes. Teams like that, Calgary, Philly, Highlanders, what a crap schedule. When they're playing these teams here,
it's a rigged schedule.
Well, I'll leave that one to you. But when they're playing those games, you can win those games without being at your best, without firing in all cylinders. But once the schedule does turn a little bit, there are some tougher times. I mean, you got this weekend, Saturday Rangers, and Sunday my birthday, Minnesota Wild. Marc-Andre Fleury comes for his retirement party. All the teams are doing a little something special for him when they come to town. And a great nugget on Twitter I shared. Sidney Crosby and Marc-Andre Fleury. One of them broke into the other's hotel room while they were in town, and I think one of them reverse laced their skates. The other one put like beef jerky in their jock strap and something. Like they're at a whole new look at Tony's face. They're at a whole new level when it comes to pranking each other. So yes, will the power play be more important, especially come playoff time? Absolutely. One last special teams nugget. You always hear you want to beat 100%. 100% is the combined score of the power play and the penalty kill. Penalty kill right now, 79.76. Power play, 24.18. That is 100 and 102%. 102% right now. But the power play is dropping right now, and it might not take much more to get that power to drop the total score under 100%. So the Golden Knights aren't doing themselves any favors with the power play. Once the games matter more, once the better teams come in, once April comes around and the playoffs start, the power play needs to be in a better place than it is right now. Or Cassidy's going to blow it up, as he said in the presser.
Okay, are you a prankster? Something just occurred to me. Are you a prankster? I've done some good ones myself, I think. You have any good
Ellis
ones?
Island. Okay, you triggered me. Ellis
You
Island.
you call it Ellis. You know what we called it? Elvis Island.
Okay.
Elvis Island.
Ellis
Because a lot of
Island,
people
really
used
fast.
to go in there. They still have karaoke there.
They do. That's where this is going, Tony.
So there were three dudes, right? And they were singing Four Tops music. And I went on stage because I was still drunk and drinking. And I was the fourth top. And I just started dancing with them. So I had to intervene there. And then Elvis Island, there were so many Elvis songs. We called it Elvis. This was during the drinking era. Go ahead. Tell us.
Okay,
Ellis
so real
Island
fast.
story.
It was an off-the-books company Christmas party, I guess you can call it. And one of our buddies there, he was beyond inebriated. He's like, hey, I'm singing a little bit. I'm going to sing a Closing Time by Semisonic. Like, great, wonderful. Can't wait.
Clear out the bar. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get in there, and I see he's just gone. He is absolutely gone. So I go up. I don't know what they call it, VJ, whatever they call the person that runs the karaoke thing. I got 20 in my pocket. Yeah. I said, hey, when this guy's up, play Madonna Like a Virgin. And don't tell him. And here's the best part, Tony. The song starts, and he owns it. He owned it and sang the whole thing. It was like that screaming off key, shouting the whole time. But he got it, and it was a moment. It was a combination of crying and peeing in your pants, laughing so hard. It was an iconic moment.
Two. I've got two for you. Two pranks that just came to mind. So one, we're in Austria on a company trip, and it's a big, like a week-long party. It wasn't like our meetings there. It was a party basically, and with some little meetings and get-togethers in between. Go back to the room, and all of the furniture in our room is turned upside down. So what happened was you could go to the front desk without showing your ID to get another.
Kind of like Sidney Crosby, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Right. So we found out who the culprits were. And so me and a couple of my buddies, they joined me. We went to they were about to leave and waiting for transportation to go to Munich to fly out. So they have everything. All their bags are packed and everything. They're down at the bar having a drink, whatever. We slide away. We go to their room. We go into their suitcases. I took the underwear and put it over the railing on the balcony. We threw things all over they were in Europe for a week, 2 weeks. And we started dismantling. Don't mess with Dasco. That's the moral of the story right there. Another quick prank. I don't know, because we're talking about San Jose. I'm not really interested in this stinking game. It's garbage. So another prank. UNLV basketball. We go to play in Provo. A certain player at the time, now a local coach, I won't mention his name, and we decided. So they were redoing the Marriott in Provo, Utah. Get this, Chris. And what we did was they had just each room number just had a little number that was taped on rather than having all the numbers there that were, stationary right there. So we just take these little cards and we switched all the rooms around. And then I was watching from my room out of the little peephole, and no one could find their room. People were just walking up and down the hallway. But that was when Rebel basketball was fun, bro. Coming up next, what are we talking about here? You don't have any other pranks? Coming up next, locks and predictions. Let's talk about that because it's stinking San Jose day. Nobody cares. On Lockdown Golden Knights.
Jesus.
Did Rocket Money help you find any subscriptions you forgot about that you were paying for twice, perhaps? Yeah, that's definitely me. When I'm in between pranks, I go to Rocket Money. That's right. I had a few subscriptions that I didn't even realize I was still paying for, and Rocket Money made it so easy to track them all down. It's like having a personal assistant for your finances. Rocket Money is a personal finance app, that's right, and it helps you to find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. And you could do it, it monitors your spending. You can find out that it helps to lower your bills and you can grow your savings. It's definitely something that brings everything together in one place, whether it's subscriptions, your spending habits, or even the goals that you want to achieve this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving each member on the average of about $740 a year by using all the app's premium features. For me, I definitely like the subscription tracker. And again, I've used it to cancel services I wasn't using anymore. And I have had dozens of those. I just forget. I sign on for a subscription. I want to watch a game and then I forget about it. And then I get the bill. It comes directly to me. And then that's when Rocket Money intervenes. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions today. Go to rocketmoney.com/locked on. Again, go to rocketmoney.com/locked on. Rocketmoney.com/locked on. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. A couple of pranksters here. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast. Make sure on Fridays you check out WTF. That's always a ton of fun. Saturdays, sometimes it is the Chris and Chris Jr. Show, the YouTube exclusive. It's so exclusive that it's only sometimes. It only appears sometimes. It's very much exclusive.
We're
right?
pulling a prank. We're going to do when you least expect it.
Okay. Imagine switching the room numbers and you can't find your room. It was quite funny. Quite funny. I just was watching people walking up and down the hallway. So, but I had to also switch the number on my room too, because they were just taped on, right? So, just so I could play along, but I knew that I had that corner spot there. There's people knocking on doors. Is this my room? Where's my room at? I'm just watching all the players go up and down. The good old days, bro. The wild, wild west. It is time for, I didn't even tease locks and predictions. VGK wins tonight. I'm going to take Samsonov and Pearson.
You're going for a goalie goal. Why not?
Well, I mean, now I think, yeah, why not? Right? It's San Jose. They're going to mess around.
What's
What
the
are the
score,
chances?
Tony? What's the score? What's the score?
There's a score involved. 4-1 VGK. 4-1. They probably get a couple of power play goals. That's about it. There's still, when you look at San Jose, seriously, they're still without Logan Couture, still out. A bigger loss, we talked about this in the last meeting in our preview, perhaps, is Jake Wellman. He's still out, the defenseman. And he's been pretty steady for them and the glue guy defensively for the Sharks. So I think that's something, again, that VGK will exploit. They'll put bodies in front of the net. They'll get into those dirty areas. 4-1, no problemo.
See, I don't think it's no problemo. I think VGK wins, but I think this is a close game. Like we said in the first segment, San Jose is going to have a little bit of momentum, a couple of victories, and it's Vegas coming in that gives a little more momentum. If it's Askarov, I think it's definitely a closer game. If it's Georgiev, then maybe I'll change my perspective and put some bets.
He's given up like maybe over the last year 5-5, and I think over a year ago didn't he give up like a 7-goal game?
I don't know. Georgiev, he's lost it, and he's.
I don't think I told you I didn't think he was great before when he was a Ranger. I didn't think he was very good.
Phoenix Copley. He's Campbell, Campbell, Edmonton Oilers, Jack Campbell.
Campbell.
He's that right now, and will he rebound, or is he going to end up being San Jose Barracuda at some point because they're going to waive him and no one's going to take him? I mean, we'll see what happens, how that whole situation plays out. I think I got a closer game. I got 3-2 Vegas. I think it's not going to be as much of a runaway as Golden Knight fans would want. I still say 3-2 Vegas, and Theo and Olofsson both on the first power play unit, so I think they're both going to click.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to score. I said maybe the over/under should be 1.5 on power play.
6.5. Oh, so they do they do that, Tony. You can bet power play goals combined both teams, and it's usually 1.5.
No, seriously? Okay.
Yeah. And it's usually, if you take the over, it's usually plus 140, 150.
All right. Maybe I'll. Where can I find that? Oh, locally. No, on FanDuel. On FanDuel. We could find that on FanDuel. I'll find it.
You can find that's a common bet. You can find it anywhere.
Of course. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for putting up with me.
Good save, bro. Good save.
I know. Kick save and a beauty. Don't forget, on Fridays, it is WTF Day. That's always a ton of fun. It really is.
Ooh, I got a quick shout out. I got a quick story. We're doing storytelling really fast. I'm going to cut you off for 1 second.
Dude, I don't care. It's your show, bro. I'm just along for the ride.
Thanks.
I just do the pranks here.
We're doing my card show the other day, and a name I recognize.
What's the name of your card?
Oh, I'm on Whatnot. Silver State Cards and Sports. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Well, not Twitter, but YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, eBay.
Put it
Silver
on Twitter,
State Cards and Sports. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to change my Twitter to Silver State, but that's another story for another time. So really fast, I'm doing my show, and a name I don't recognize starts buying some spots for me. So of course I thank him and everything. And the person says, "Oh, I'm a VGK fan or whatever." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Have we interact? This is your first time on my stream before?" And he's like, "No, my first time. We're hamming up a little bit." I'm like, "Oh, well, I cover the Golden Knights, just so you know." And he asked, who I cover for. I said, "Oh, Locked On, and I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that." He's like, "Dude, I listen to your show every day. I had no idea that was you." So that was that was kind of cool. I've had that happen a few times where people are like, "Wait a minute, that's you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
So shout out to the mystery person who I forgot their handle. If you're listening at the 32nd minute, 32nd minute of the show, make sure you hit me up for something special today.
Oh,
in my show tomorrow.
You got a special. Oh, wow. A little bonus there. Oh, wait. Since we can't end the show today. We cannot end it. No. The equipment manager assist.
No, it's not an assist. Doesn't count. Be better. That doesn't count.
Okay, no. Just take us through what happened yesterday. I thought it was really cool that we had.
Oh God, yeah. No, that was cool. So going back to the 2023 Stanley Cup
name?
final.
The wino guy. That dude.
Yeah, Mark Stone loses his stick. Critter gets the cup final.
Cup final year. That's right. I thought
that final in the final game. It was game 5, I believe, too. Stone loses his stick. Critter gets him one, and Stone winds up getting the primary assist to Brett Howden. You got some fist pumps on the bench, but that doesn't count as an equipment manager assist. It's not the secondary assist. It doesn't count. It's fun. It's a good story, but it only counts when the stick swap is of the primary scorer.
It's on the primary. Okay, so the secondary.
Sorry to disappoint everybody.
Did they give this Critter guy a star? Was he the number 1 star anyway? That was Joe the Wino, I think, right?
They fired him.
Oh, that's right. They got rid of him. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much. Let's get out of here.
They'll teach him.
From my man, Chris Golick, you know what? He found out about it on Twitter. From my man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow after VGK trounces San Jose right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please take care.